Hi there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. And in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Tusken Warrior and Massif deluxe set. This is one of those deluxe boxes for the Vintage Collection. You can see it's got the Book of Boba Fett logo on there, so it's from that series. And it comes with a figure that we already have, which is the Tusken Warrior. I've already reviewed her on my channel, so you can watch that after this, because I'm not going to be looking at the figure too much in this video. It's all about the accessory, which is the Massiff dog-like creature, which seemed to hang around with the Tusken Raiders. Let's take a quick look at the box. If you do happen to enjoy the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and if you're wondering where I managed to pick this up from, this is imported all the way from Taiwan. So there's a guy on Instagram called Return of the Nerd Star Wars. His name's Mark, really nice guy, and he has got like an online store basically. So check him out. I will leave a link to his Instagram in the description below. He also has a YouTube channel, so check that out as well. I'll try and leave a link to that as well. But yeah, this arrived in about 10 days, I think it was. It took to get all the way from Taiwan. Really, really good prices and everything that he does. So, you know, really fair and everything. Just be warned, if you are in the UK or the US, then, you know, shipping may be a little bit more than you're used to. But if you want things early, then, you know, that's what you need to do. Also, I do believe these are going to be available in the UK this week. I have heard of UK retailers are getting this. I'm not too sure about the US. You probably won't have to wait too much longer if you haven't already got it. There's the back. It would have been nice to have the sort of tent and the little pieces that came with it. You can just see there. That would have been nice, wouldn't it, to make a little diorama with. But, you know, the deluxe element of this set is the Massif, which is a new sculpt. We will be comparing it against the 2002 version that came out for the Attack of the Clones. I will compare the two. And there's the box. So, yeah, we'll open it up and check him out. And this is what it looks like inside the box. So no plastic, basically one of those little wax packets. The dog-like creature Massif is going to be in that package with her gaffy stick, I'd imagine. And there's the figure as well, held in by a piece of cardboard. Alright, so before we look at the Massif creature in a little bit more detail and close up and what have you, I thought I'd just set them up like this so you can just see what you get in the deluxe pack. So you get the creature and you get the figure of the Tusken Warrior with her gaffy stick. So if you are not a carded collector, then I would probably advise that you get this set, because then you get the Massif dog instead of buying her on her own card if you're going to open it anyway. I was actually really pleased for this to arrive, because the original figure that I reviewed of the Tusken Warrior, I ended up giving it to my son. So I didn't have another one open, and I didn't really want to open a carded one when I knew this one was coming. So I've been waiting as well for this figure once again to have in my collection to set up with all of my other Tuskens, because I recently got the Tusken Warriors 4-pack. And of course, we've got the Boba Fett. So this is a good one to have if you're an opener, most definitely, because a lot of carded collectors aren't really too concerned with these deluxe boxes anyway. But there you go, that's the figure. If you want to see more about the figure itself, then I advise watch the actual review of the figure. I will leave a link in the description below and a little card up there so you can go back and watch that video if you want to see more of the figure. But in this video, we're really going to be concentrating on the Massif, taking a look at what it can do, the paint apps and everything, and then also comparing it against the 2002 version. Alright then, so here is the Massif dog-like creature for you to check out. The paint apps are really, really good on it. It is articulated, not as much as I would like, but enough basically for what you want from one of these. The jaw moves, the head moves at the neck, and the legs swivel at the sort of shoulder area, if you can call these like shoulders basically. So there's no articulation at the elbows and at the ankles stroke feet basically. But, you know, so there it is. It looks pretty cool. Look at the paint apps and everything. It looks really, really good. I like the spikes on his back. They're sort of like a soft rubbery plastic. And you can see all the sculpting work in his body. He's got like a scaly type body. Very prehistoric. And the paint apps in his mouth there with his red tongue and the teeth and everything. Looks really, really good. One thing that I would say that they really could have included in this set is a like collar and chain for this thing. I mean, you did get that in 2002, which I will show you in a second on that version, and it would have been good to have that in this set. I actually can't believe that they haven't actually, you know, included that. But, you know, I'm sure we can take it off the previous version maybe and put it on this one if we want. But, you know, that's not the point. They should have really included that. But you can see those sort of grey, black markings on his side. And there's looking at him from the top. And then if we look at the articulation on the neck there, it's on a ball. So basically it goes all around like this. And I can actually take it off for you. You can see what it's like. So that is actually fixed in there. So it's not like a double barbell or anything. It's just a single joint there. And there's the head, and it just plonks in like that. So you can get left and right, up and down, circle round. The mouth is on a sort of hinge there, so it clips either side. You can actually take it off as well, like so. So you can see how that fits on. Those two little balls on the side of the plastic there. And it just goes in like that. And then obviously you can sort of articulate his jaw up and down. You can have it right open like that, so he's like hissing and growling. Or you can have it closed just a little way. Or you can have it fully closed like so. Pretty cool. And it's good, you know, that the Vintage Collection is getting these things now. World building items, creatures, things like that. And hopefully this will be the first of many. The legs, as I mentioned, are on a swivel. We're just going to take one of those off just to have a look. So it is like a little mini ball joint. So it's not just a swivel, I guess, but it's limited. You can't really do too much with it. It's more of just a swivel. You can just see there it's going around a little bit there. And the same with the back ones as well. They kind of go a little bit around, but not too much. They're mainly swivels. Unfortunately, there is no articulation in like the foot or the sort of elbows, if you like, as I mentioned before. But, you know, that's okay. All in all, I think it looks pretty cool, and we're just going to compare it now to the other version, the previous version that we got of this. And then we're going to set him up with the Tusken Warrior and all of the other Tuskens from the 4-pack. Maybe we'll get Boba in there as well and see what they look like all together. All right then, and here he is up against the original sort of 2002 version. In my opinion, it is an upgrade. I think the other one looked pretty decent, but of course that one was stuck in one pose. You couldn't articulate him whatsoever, except for the mouth, basically. The legs just do not swivel, do not move or anything. So from that point of view, the new version is an upgrade. But as I say, the paint apps on this one, there was nothing ever really anything wrong with it. And it still looks pretty decent just sitting there, doesn't it? But I think the spikes and everything on this one are a lot more defined. And this one's a lot more scaly, basically. The sculpt in general is just a bit better. You can also see that this one is ever so slightly smaller than that one as well. Of course, I would imagine that there's different sized Massifs, you know, in a family of Massifs, basically. You know, this one might be like the King Daddy or something, I don't know. But what I have noticed is that the harness on this one is removable. You can undo the straps from the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can take the straps off of this and put it on this. All right then, so there it is. It is a little bit too big for him, and I also couldn't be bothered to put his spikes through those sort of slots on the rein, if you like. But it does go around him, so if you want him to have like this collar type thing, then you could do that if you wanted to, you know, if you just remove it from the previous one. But it doesn't fit as well because obviously it's not designed to really. But, you know, that for me is where this set sort of, you know, falls down a little bit. I think they could have included something like this, and I think they should have done. But there you go. And there you have it, the family photo. So we've got the Tusken Raider 4-pack with the Chieftain. We have the Tusken Warrior. We've got the Massif. And we also have Boba Fett in his Tusken robes as well, which is awesome. So you've pretty much got that whole scene now, which I think is pretty cool anyway. Maybe we could do with the young Tusken to go with it, but I don't think that's really essential. I think we've got the core of the gang here, which is pretty cool. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you going to be picking up one of these Tusken Warrior and Massif sets? I'm sure if you're a loose collector, you possibly are. And if you're a carded collector only, then you're probably not interested. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm always interested to know your thoughts. And I want to say a big thank you to you all for watching. And a thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members. Thank you so much, everybody. And we shall see you on the next one.